The woman pushed her cleaning cart down the empty hallway. Her shoes made soft sounds on the shiny floor. It was 6 o'clock in the evening. All the workers had gone home. The building was quiet now. This was her favorite time of day. She had been cleaning this office building for 15 years. Every day was the same. She came at 6 in the evening and worked until midnight. She cleaned the desks, emptied the trash, and made everything perfect for the morning. Then she went home to her small apartment. Nobody really looked at her. She wore a gray uniform and kept her head down. Her hair was pulled back tight. She never smiled at people. She had learned that it was better to be invisible. When people did not see you, they did not ask questions. They did not want to know about your life or where you came from. But the woman had a secret that nobody knew, a secret from her past that she kept hidden deep in her heart. Many years ago in another country, she had been someone different. She had been a piano player, a real musician. She had studied music at a famous school. She had played in concerts. People had clapped for her. They had said she was talented. They had said she would be famous one day. But life changed everything. Her husband died. Her daughter got very sick. There were hospital bills and medicine to buy. So much money was needed, more money than she had. She had to leave her country. She had to come to America to find work. Any work. Now she was 42 years old. She cleaned offices. She had not played piano in front of anyone for many years. Nobody here knew about her past. Nobody knew she could even play music. She was just the cleaning lady, the invisible woman who made the trash disappear. But there was one place in this building that made her happy. On the top floor where the big boss worked, there was a special room. In that room sat a beautiful black piano. It was shiny and perfect. The boss kept it there to show visitors how rich and important he was. Every night after she finished cleaning the top floor, the woman would sit at that piano. Just for 10 minutes. Never more. She was always afraid someone would catch her, but she could not stop herself. She needed those 10 minutes. She needed to remember who she used to be. She would play quietly, very quietly, so the security guard would not hear. Her fingers would move across the white and black keys, and for those few minutes she was not a cleaning lady. She was a musician again. She was the person she used to be before everything fell apart. Tonight was like any other night. She had finished cleaning the big office. She had wiped down all the desks and made everything shine. Now it was time for her 10 minutes. Her special time. She sat down at the piano bench. The bench was soft. The piano was so beautiful. She touched the keys gently. They felt cool and smooth under her fingers. She closed her eyes and began to play. The music was soft and sweet. It was a famous song from France. A song about moonlight and dreams. Her fingers remembered every note. Even after all these years, the music was still inside her. It had never left. It had just been sleeping, waiting for these quiet moments to wake up. She played and felt her heart grow lighter. For these few minutes, she forgot about her tired feet. She forgot about the dirty mops and the trash bags. She forgot about being invisible. She was just a woman playing piano, making something beautiful in the world. The music filled the empty room. It floated out through the space, soft and gentle, like a whisper, like a prayer. She did not know that someone was listening. Behind her, in the darkness of the hallway, a small figure stood very still. The figure had heard the music and had followed the sound. Now the figure was listening with her whole heart, listening to the most beautiful thing she had ever heard. The woman kept playing. She did not know she had an audience. She did not know that her secret was about to be discovered. She did not know that this moment would change everything. The song came to an end. The last notes faded away. The woman sat still for a moment. Her hands rested on the keys. She took a deep breath. Soon she would have to go back to being invisible. But for now, just for now, she had been herself. Then she heard it. A small sound. A tiny gasp. Her heart jumped. Her hands froze. Someone was there. Someone had heard her. After 15 years of hiding, someone had finally caught her. She was too afraid to turn around. Her mind raced. She would lose her job. They would fire her for touching things that did not belong to her, for pretending to be something she was not, for being in a place where cleaning ladies should not be. The fear made her throat tight. She wanted to run, but her legs would not move. Then a voice spoke from the darkness, a small voice, a child's voice. Please don't stop, the voice said. That was the most beautiful sound I have ever heard. Slowly the woman turned around. Her heart was beating so fast. She looked toward the doorway. There in the shadows stood a little girl. The girl was wearing pajamas with stars on them. She was holding a white stick in her hand, the kind of stick that blind people use. The woman stared. The girl was blind. She could not see, but somehow she had found her way to this room. She had followed the music. I am sorry, the woman said. Her voice shook. Her English was not perfect. She had an accent from her home country. I should not be here. I was just cleaning. I did not mean to. You were playing, the girl said. She smiled. She took a small step forward. And you play like you are telling a story. Like the piano is talking. The woman felt something break inside her chest, something that had been frozen for a long time. This blind child understood. She understood what the music meant. What is your name? The woman asked softly. My name is Lily, the girl said. Lily Chen, I live here sometimes. My daddy owns this building. He brings me to work when he has late meetings because I don't like being home alone. The woman's blood went cold. This was the boss's daughter, the owner of the whole company. This made everything worse. Much worse. She should leave right now. She should grab her cart and disappear. That was what invisible people did. They disappeared when they were caught. But something stopped her. Something in the girl's face. The way she was smiling. The way she tilted her head. Like she was still listening to music that had already stopped. Will you play more? Lily asked. Please? When you play, I can see colors in my mind. Even though I cannot see anything else, I can see your music. The woman's hands began to shake. She had not played for anyone in so many years. Not since her own daughter had died. Not since her heart had broken into pieces. But this child was asking for something so simple. Just music. Just beauty. How could she say no? Slowly, she turned back to the piano. Her fingers found the keys again. She began to play, and the little girl's face lit up like sunshine. Neither of them knew that this was the beginning of something special. Something that would change both of their lives forever. The woman played for the little girl that night. She played 3 songs. Each one was gentle and beautiful. The girl stood near the piano and listened. Her face showed so much joy. She swayed a little bit with the music. She smiled the whole time. When the last song ended, the girl clapped her hands together. That was amazing, she said. I wish I could play like that. The woman felt warm inside. Nobody had said nice things about her music in such a long time. Thank you, she said quietly. You are very kind. Can you teach me? The girl asked. Her face was so hopeful. Can you show me how to play the piano? The woman's heart sank. This was dangerous. Very dangerous. I don't think that is a good idea, she said. Your father would not like it. I am just the cleaning lady. I should not be here. I should not be touching his piano. But you play so beautifully, the girl said. And I really want to learn, please. I promise I won't tell anyone. It can be our secret. The woman thought about it. She knew she should say no. She knew this could only end badly. But when she looked at the girl's face, she could not refuse. This child was blind. She lived in darkness. But music could give her light. Music could give her something special. Okay, the woman said finally. But only for a little while. And you must promise to be very quiet. Nobody can know. I promise, the girl said. She was so excited. And that is how their secret lessons began. 2 times every week, the girl would sneak out of her bedroom. Her father worked late on Tuesday and Thursday nights. He had important meetings with other business people. He was always busy, so the girl would slip away and find the cleaning lady. They would go to the room with the piano. The woman would sit beside the girl on the bench. She would show her where to put her fingers. She would teach her the names of the notes. She would tell her stories about the music. The girl could not see the keys. She could not read music books. But she learned by feeling and listening. Her fingers would search for the right keys. Sometimes she made mistakes. But she never gave up. She wanted to learn so badly. This song is called Für Elise, the woman explained one night. It was written by a famous man named Beethoven. He was deaf. He could not hear. But he still wrote beautiful music. Just like you are blind, but you can still play beautiful music. The girl's eyes grew wide. He was deaf, really? And he still made music? Yes, the woman said. Nothing can stop you if you love something enough. The girl tried to play the song. Her small fingers pressed the keys. The notes came out wrong at first. But slowly, with practice, the melody began to sound right. When she played a whole line correctly, she laughed out loud. "I did it," she said. "Did you hear?" "I really did it." The woman smiled. "Yes, you did. You are a very good student." During their time together, the girl talked about her life.
She told the woman about her mother, who had died when she was very young.
She told her about getting sick and losing her sight. She told her about feeling different from other children. "Sometimes I feel invisible," the girl said one night. "People see that I am blind and they think I cannot do things. They talk to my daddy instead of talking to me. It's like I am not really there." The woman understood this feeling so well. "I know what you mean," she said. "I feel invisible too. People look at me, but they do not really see me. They see a cleaning lady. They do not see the person inside." "But I see you," the girl said. "Well, I don't see you with my eyes, but I see you with my heart. You are not just a cleaning lady. You are a musician. You are a teacher. You are my friend." The woman felt tears in her eyes. She had been alone for so long. She had not had a friend in years. This little girl had come into her life like a gift, like a light in the darkness. "You are my friend too," the woman said. Her voice was soft. "You have given me something very special. You have reminded me of who I used to be." Week after week, the lessons continued. The woman taught the girl many songs. Some were easy. Some were hard. The girl practiced and practiced. Her fingers grew stronger. Her playing got better. She learned to feel the music inside herself. The woman was amazed at how quickly the girl learned. She had natural talent. Real talent, the kind that could not be taught. She felt the rhythm. She understood the emotion in each song. She played with her whole heart. "You have a gift," the woman told her. "A real gift for music. You could be great one day if you keep practicing." The girl beamed. "Really? You really think so?" "Yes," the woman said. "I know so." But the girl also talked about her father. She loved him very much, but she worried about him. "Daddy works all the time," she said. "He is always tired. He tries so hard to take care of me. He learned to read the special books for blind people just so he could help me with my homework. He reads to me every night before bed, but I think he is sad inside. I think he misses Mommy too." The woman listened. She could hear the love in the girl's voice, but she could also hear the loneliness. "Your father sounds like a good man," the woman said. "He loves you very much." "I know," the girl said, "but sometimes I wish he would see that I am okay. That being blind does not mean I am broken. I can do things. I can learn things. I am not fragile." "You are very strong," the woman said. "Stronger than you know. And maybe one day your father will understand that." The woman thought about her own daughter sometimes, her daughter who had died so young. She had wanted to protect her too. She had wanted to keep her safe from everything. But in the end, she could not stop the sickness. She could not save her. Maybe that was what the girl's father was afraid of. Maybe he was afraid of losing his daughter like the woman had lost hers. Maybe he was holding on too tight because he was scared. But the woman did not say these things out loud. Instead, she taught the girl another song. A happy song. A song about sunshine and hope. "This song makes me think of summer," the girl said as she played. "When everything is warm and bright." "That is perfect," the woman said. "Music should make you feel things. Happy things. Sad things. All the things that make us human." Their time together was precious. Every Tuesday and Thursday they met in secret. They shared music and stories and friendship. The woman began to feel alive again. She had a purpose. She had someone who needed her. Someone who saw her for who she really was. The girl became more confident. She walked with her head higher. She smiled more. Music had changed her. It had given her something that was all her own. Something she was good at. Something that made her special. But secrets cannot stay hidden forever, and neither of them knew that someone was beginning to notice the changes. Someone was starting to wonder what was making the little girl so happy. Someone was about to discover their secret world. The girl's father had started to see that something was different. His daughter hummed while she did her homework. She asked questions about composers and musical instruments. She seemed lighter somehow, more joyful. One Thursday night he finished his meeting early. He walked down the hallway toward his office. And that is when he heard it. Piano music, coming from the room where he kept his piano. He stopped walking. He listened. Someone was playing his piano, and they were playing it beautifully. He moved closer to the door, very quietly. He did not want to interrupt. He wanted to hear who was playing. Through the crack in the door, he could see them. His daughter sat at the piano bench, and beside her sat a small woman in a cleaning uniform. The woman's hands moved across the keys with skill and grace, and his daughter was trying to copy her movements. Good, the woman was saying. Very good. Your fingers are learning. They are remembering. His daughter smiled. She looked so happy, so proud. The father stood outside the door. He did not move. He just watched and listened. His heart felt strange. It felt full and empty at the same time. This woman, this stranger, was teaching his daughter. She was giving her something he had not known she needed, and his daughter was blooming like a flower. He should have been angry. He should have stormed in and demanded to know what was happening. But he could not move. He could only watch as his daughter played a simple melody, as she laughed when she made a mistake, as the woman encouraged her and praised her. For 40 minutes he stood outside that door. He listened to every note. He watched his daughter's face light up with joy, and he realized something. He had been failing his daughter, not because he did not love her, but because he had been so focused on protecting her that he had forgotten to let her grow. He had forgotten to let her be more than just a blind child who needed help. This woman had seen what he had missed. She had seen the person inside, the girl who wanted to learn and create and be special. When the lesson ended, the father quickly walked back to his office. He sat at his desk. His mind was racing. He needed to think about this. He needed to figure out what to do, because everything had just changed, and he knew that nothing would ever be the same again. The woman arrived at work the next Tuesday with a nervous feeling in her stomach. Something felt different. She could not explain it. It was just a feeling. She pushed her cleaning cart down the hallway like always. She started her work on the lower floors. She emptied trash cans and wiped down desks. She mopped the floors and cleaned the bathrooms. Everything was normal. Everything was the same as always. But the feeling would not go away. When she reached the top floor, she saw something that made her stop. There was a note on her cleaning cart. It was written on fancy paper with the company name at the top. Please come to the boss's office at 7 o'clock. Important meeting. It was signed by his assistant. The woman's hands started to shake. She knew what this meant. Someone had found out about the piano lessons. Someone had told the boss. Now she would be fired. Maybe worse. Maybe they would call the immigration police. Maybe they would send her back to her country. She thought about running away, just leaving her cart and walking out of the building. Never coming back. But where would she go? She needed this job. She needed the money. She had rent to pay and food to buy. So at 7 o'clock, she walked to the boss's office. Her legs felt weak. Her heart was beating too fast. She knocked on the door very softly. Come in, a man's voice said. She opened the door. The boss sat behind a huge desk. He was younger than she expected. Maybe 45 years old. He had dark hair with some gray in it. His suit jacket was hanging on his chair. His tie was loose. He looked tired. Sit down, please, he said. He pointed to a chair. She sat down. She kept her eyes on the floor. Her hands were folded in her lap. She was shaking. I need to talk to you about my daughter, the boss said. I am so sorry, the woman said quickly. The words rushed out. She found me. I did not look for her. I was only playing the piano for a few minutes. I know I should not touch your things. Please, I need this job. I have nowhere else to go. Stop, the boss said. His voice was firm but not angry. I am not mad. The woman looked up at him. She was confused. The boss leaned back in his chair. My daughter has been different lately, he said. She seems happier, more confident. She talks about music all the time. She hums while she does her homework. Last Thursday, I finished my meeting early. I heard someone playing piano. I listened outside the door. The woman felt sick. This was it. This was the end. I stood there for almost an hour, the boss continued. I watched you teach my daughter. I saw her face. She was smiling. Really smiling. Not the polite smile she gives people who feel sorry for her. A real smile. A happy smile. He stopped talking for a moment. He looked at the woman. Do you know how long it has been since I saw her smile like that? The woman shook her head. 3 years, he said. Not since she lost her sight. She has been sad for 3 years. Trying to be brave, trying to make me feel better. But I could see the sadness inside her. Until now. Until you. The woman did not know what to say. I looked you up on the computer, the boss said. I found out your name. I found old articles about you. You were a real piano player. You studied at a famous school. You played concerts. And now you clean offices for very little money. The woman's face felt hot. She was ashamed. I had problems, she said quietly. My family needed money. I had to work. I had to do what I could. I understand, the boss said. Life is hard sometimes. We all do what we must do. But I have an idea. And I want you to really listen. Not just say yes because you are afraid. The woman waited. Her heart was still racing. I want to hire you to teach my daughter, the boss said. Really hire you. Not secret lessons. A real job. You would teach her every day after school. I would pay you a good salary. You would have health insurance. All the things a real job has. The woman stared at him. She could not believe what she was hearing. And more than that, the boss continued. I want to start a music program. For children who cannot afford lessons. Poor children. Children like my daughter who need something special in their lives. You would teach them too. The company would pay for everything. Instruments, sheet music, a real music room, everything. The woman felt tears starting. Why? She whispered. Why would you do this for me? The boss stood up. He walked to the window. He looked out at the city lights. Because my daughter sees you, he said. She does not see a cleaning lady or an immigrant or someone to feel sorry for. She sees a teacher, a musician, a person who treats her like she is whole and capable, and that has changed her life. He turned to look at the woman. My wife died 4 years ago. Since then, I have tried to be everything for my daughter, mother and father, protector and helper. But in trying to do everything, I forgot something important. I forgot to let her be strong. I forgot to let her have her own dreams. The woman understood. She had done the same thing with her own daughter. Tried to protect her from everything, until it was too late. You gave my daughter confidence, the boss said. You gave her something that is hers alone. Not something I did for her. Not something someone gave her because they felt sorry for her. Something she earned herself. That is a gift I cannot give her. But you can. The woman wiped her eyes. But you do not understand, she said. I am not legal. I came here on a visa that ran out years ago. I stay invisible because I have to. If people know about me, I could be deported. The boss nodded. I talked to our lawyers this morning. There are ways to fix your situation. It will take time. It will not be easy. But it can be done. We can sponsor you. We can help you get the right papers. If you trust me. Trust, it was a big word. The woman had not trusted anyone in a long time. Trust could hurt you. Trust could let you down. But when she looked at the boss's face, she saw something real there. She saw a father who loved his daughter, a man who was trying to do the right thing. Maybe, just maybe, she could trust him. I will do it, she said. Her voice was shaky but sure. I will teach your daughter. And the other children. If you really mean it. I mean it, the boss said. He smiled for the first time. We will start the paperwork tomorrow. You can give notice at your cleaning job. We will set up a proper music room. With a better piano. With everything you need. The woman felt dizzy. Her whole life was changing in one conversation. After 15 years of being invisible, someone finally saw her. Really saw her. Thank you, she whispered. You do not know what this means to me. I think I do, the boss said. My daughter told me something last week. She said you told her that you feel invisible too, that people see the cleaning uniform but not the person inside. I am sorry that happened to you, but it is not going to happen anymore. The woman stood up. Her legs still felt weak, but something inside her felt stronger than it had in years. Can I ask you something? The boss said. Why did you play that night? When my daughter first heard you? You had kept it secret for 15 years. What made you play that night? The woman thought about it. I needed to remember, she said finally. I needed to remember who I used to be, before everything fell apart. The piano was the only thing that still knew me, the only thing that remembered. The boss nodded, and now my daughter will remember too. She will remember the woman who taught her to make music, who taught her that being different does not mean being less. That will be your legacy. Legacy. Another big word. The woman had not thought about legacy. She had only thought about surviving, about making it through each day. But maybe there could be more than that. Maybe she could leave something behind. Something good. Over the next few weeks, everything changed. The woman gave notice at her cleaning job. The boss kept his promises. Lawyers helped with her immigration papers. A beautiful music room was built on the top floor. It had windows that looked out over the city. It had a brand new piano, the most beautiful piano the woman had ever played. She started teaching the girl every day after school. Real lessons. Proper lessons. With music books and practice schedules. The girl bloomed under the attention. She practiced for hours. Her playing got better and better. Word spread about the music program. Parents called asking about lessons for their children. Some were rich. Some were poor. The woman taught them all. She charged the rich families a lot. She charged the poor families nothing. Everyone deserved beauty in their lives. The girl made friends in her music class. Other children who loved music the way she did. Some could see, some could not. But when they played together, none of that mattered. Only the music mattered. One day the boss came to watch a lesson. He stood in the doorway quietly. He watched his daughter play a whole song without any mistakes. When she finished, he had tears in his eyes. "I am so proud of you," he told his daughter. "You are amazing," the girl beamed. "It is because of my teacher," she said. "She believes in me." The boss looked at the woman. "Thank you," he said simply. "Thank you for seeing what I missed." The woman smiled. "Your daughter is special," she said. "I just helped her remember that." That night, after everyone left, the woman sat alone at the piano. She played for herself. But this time she did not play quietly. She did not hide. She played loud and strong and proud. She was not invisible anymore. She was exactly where she was supposed to be. 6 months passed. The music room was always full of sound now. Children came every day after school. Some were very young. Some were teenagers. All of them wanted to learn. The woman had 10 students now. She taught them all with patience and love. She remembered what her own teacher had told her many years ago. Music is not about being perfect. Music is about feeling, about expressing what is inside your heart. The girl was her best student. She practiced more than anyone else. Her fingers flew across the keys. She learned difficult songs that even adults struggled with. But more than her skill, it was her passion that amazed the woman. The girl loved music with her whole soul. "I am going to perform in a concert," the girl announced one day. She was so excited her voice shook. "A concert?" the woman asked. "What concert?" "There is a youth orchestra for blind children," the girl explained. "They are having auditions next month. I want to try out. Will you help me prepare?" The woman felt proud and scared at the same time. Performing was hard. It was one thing to play in a lesson. It was another thing to play in front of people. People who would judge you. People who might not like what you did. "Are you sure?" the woman asked. "It can be very scary to perform." "I know," the girl said. "But I want to try. You always say that we should be brave. That music is meant to be shared. So I want to share mine." The woman smiled. This child was teaching her things too. Teaching her about courage. About not hiding. "Okay," the woman said. "We will work very hard. You will be amazing." They practiced every day for a month. The girl chose a piece by Mozart. It was fast and complicated. Her fingers had to move very quickly. Sometimes she made mistakes. Sometimes she got frustrated. But she never gave up. The boss came to listen sometimes. He would sit in the back of the room quietly, watching his daughter work. Seeing her determination, he looked proud and sad at the same time. One evening, after the girl went home, the boss stayed behind. He wanted to talk to the woman. "She is so different now," he said. "I almost do not recognize her. In a good way." "She was always this person," the woman said. "She just needed a chance to show it." The boss nodded. "I held her back. I know that now. I was so afraid of her getting hurt. So afraid of losing her like I lost my wife. I tried to protect her from everything, but I was really just trapping her." The woman understood this feeling. "We protect the people we love," she said. "That is natural. But sometimes protection becomes a cage." "Yes, the boss said. Exactly. And you helped me see that. You treated my daughter like she was capable, like she was strong, and now she believes it too. He paused. Can I ask you something personal? You do not have to answer. The woman nodded. You had a daughter, he said gently. I read about it when I researched you. She died when she was young. That must have been very hard. The woman felt the old pain rise in her chest, but it was different now. Not as sharp, more like a sad memory than a fresh wound. Yes, she said quietly. She got cancer. We tried everything, but nothing worked. She was only 8 years old. I am sorry, the boss said. I cannot imagine. For a long time I could not play piano anymore, the woman said. Every song reminded me of her. She loved to listen to me play. When she was in the hospital, I would play for her. It was the only thing that made her smile. After she died, I put the music away. It hurt too much. What changed? The boss asked. The woman thought about it. Your daughter, she said. That first night when she found me playing, she asked me not to stop. She said the music made pictures in her mind, made her see colors. And I realized something. Music was not just my pain. It was also my gift. And I could share it. I could help other people the way I helped my daughter. The boss had tears in his eyes. She would be proud of you, he said. Your daughter. She would be proud that you did not let the pain win. The woman nodded. I hope so. I think about her every day. But now when I think about her, I also think about all the children I am teaching, and it makes the pain a little lighter. They sat in silence for a moment. Two people who had both lost someone they loved. Two people who had found a way to keep living anyway. The concert is next week, the boss said finally. I am nervous for her. What if she makes a mistake? What if people judge her? She will be fine, the woman said. She is ready. And even if she makes a mistake, it will be okay. Making mistakes is part of being human. It is how we learn. The boss smiled. You are wise. I am glad my daughter found you. I am glad too, the woman said. The day of the audition arrived. The girl was so nervous she could barely eat breakfast. Her hands shook. She kept practicing in the air, her fingers moving over invisible keys. What if I forget the notes? She asked the woman. What if I mess up? The woman took the girl's hands in hers. Listen to me, she said firmly. You know this piece. Your fingers know it. Your heart knows it. Do not think about the notes. Think about the story you want to tell. Think about the feeling. The notes will follow. The girl took a deep breath. Okay, I will try. The audition was at a big school across town. The boss drove them there in his nice car. The woman sat in the back seat with the girl. She held her hand the whole way. When they arrived, there were many other children there. All of them were blind. All of them looked nervous. Parents stood around talking quietly. The woman could feel the tension in the air. The girl's name was called. It was her turn. She stood up. The woman stood up with her. I will walk you to the piano, the woman said. Then you will be alone, but I will be right there watching. You are not really alone, okay? Okay, the girl whispered. They walked to the stage together. The woman helped the girl sit at the piano bench. She made sure the girl's feet could reach the pedals. She made sure she was comfortable. Remember, the woman whispered, tell your story. Make us feel what you feel. Then she stepped back. The girl was on her own now. The room got very quiet. Everyone was waiting. The girl sat still for a moment. Her hands rested on the keys. She took a deep breath. Then she began to play. The music filled the room. It was the Mozart piece she had practiced for weeks. Her fingers moved quickly and surely. No hesitation. No mistakes. She played with confidence and feeling. The woman watched from the side of the stage. She felt tears in her eyes. This child, this beautiful, brave child, was doing it. She was sharing her gift with the world. The boss stood in the back of the room. He could not sit down. He was too nervous. But as he listened to his daughter play, his nervousness turned to pride. She was magnificent. She was strong. She was everything he had hoped she could be. The song ended. For a moment, there was silence. Then the room exploded with applause. People stood up. They clapped and cheered. Some were crying. The girl smiled. She could not see the people clapping, but she could hear them. She could feel their approval, their respect. She had done it. She had been brave, and it had been worth it. Later, they found out she had been accepted into the orchestra. She would perform with them in 3 months. A real concert, with tickets and programs and everything. The girl cried when they told her. Happy tears. She hugged her father. She hugged the woman. Thank you, she said to the woman. Thank you for believing in me. I always believed in you, the woman said. From the very first night, I knew you were special. That night, the woman went home to her small apartment. She looked at the picture of her daughter that she kept by her bed. The picture was old now, faded, but she could still see her daughter's smile. I wish you could have met her, the woman said to the picture. The girl I'm teaching. You would have liked her. You would have been friends. The picture did not answer, but the woman felt peace in her heart. She was doing something good, something that mattered. Her daughter would have been proud. And maybe, just maybe, this was why her life had gone the way it did. All the pain, all the struggle, all the years of being invisible. Maybe it was all leading to this, to helping this one child find her voice, to remembering that music could heal, that beauty could survive even the darkest times. The woman lay down in her bed. She felt tired but happy. Tomorrow she would teach more lessons. Tomorrow there would be more children to help. More music to share. But tonight she just felt grateful. Grateful for the girl who had found her playing piano in the dark. Grateful for the boss who had given her a chance. Grateful for the music that had never left her, even when she tried to leave it. She closed her eyes and smiled. Life was strange. You never knew what was coming. But sometimes, if you were lucky, the painful things led to beautiful things. And that was enough. That was more than enough. 3 months went by quickly. The girl practiced every single day for the big concert. Sometimes she practiced for 3 hours without stopping. Her fingers grew stronger. Her playing got even better. But it was not just about the concert. Something bigger was happening. The music program was growing. More and more children wanted to learn. The woman now had 20 students. She taught from 3 in the afternoon until 8 at night. Some students were rich kids whose parents could afford expensive lessons. Some were poor kids who came from difficult neighborhoods. The woman treated them all the same. She believed every child deserved to learn music. Money should not matter when it came to beauty. One day a boy came to class who changed everything. He was 14 years old. His clothes were old and worn. His shoes had holes in them. He looked like he had not eaten a good meal in a long time, but his eyes were bright and curious. I heard you teach music for free, the boy said. Is that true? Yes, the woman said. If you cannot pay, you can still learn. What is your name? Danny, the boy said. I live in the shelter downtown. My mom is trying to find work. We do not have much money, but I really want to learn piano. I have always wanted to. The woman smiled. Then you will learn. Come, sit at the piano. Danny was a natural. He had never touched a piano before, but his fingers seemed to know what to do. He learned faster than any student the woman had ever taught. Within weeks, he was playing songs that took other students months to learn. How do you learn so fast? The woman asked him one day. Danny shrugged. I listen to music all the time in my head. When I am on the bus or walking to school or trying to fall asleep at the shelter, I hear songs in my mind. Now I can finally play them for real. The woman understood. Music lived inside some people. It was not something you learned. It was something you were born with. She told the boss about Danny. This boy is special, she said. Very special. But he has nothing. No piano to practice on at home, no books, no nice clothes to wear to the concert. He needs help. The boss listened. What does he need? Everything, the woman said. A piano, a safe place to practice, maybe even a scholarship for a real music school someday. The boss thought about it. Then he made a decision. We will help him. We will buy him a keyboard he can take to the shelter. We will pay for his books and his clothes. And when he is ready, we will help him apply to music schools. This program is about giving chances to kids who need them. He needs one. The woman felt grateful tears in her eyes. Thank you. You are a good man. No, the boss said. You are the good one. You see these kids? Really see them. I am just following your lead. As the concert date got closer, the woman noticed something. The boss was coming to the music room more often. He was not just checking on his daughter anymore. He was interested in all the students. He would ask them questions about their lives. He would listen to them play. He seemed different, softer, more human. One evening, he stayed after class to talk to the woman. "Can I ask you something?" He said. "How do you do it?" "Do what?" the woman asked. "Stay positive, stay kind. After everything you have been through, losing your daughter, losing your career, coming to a new country and working as a cleaner for years, most people would be bitter, angry, but you are not. Why?" The woman thought carefully about her answer. "I was bitter for a long time," she said honestly. "After my daughter died, I was so angry. Angry at God, angry at the world, angry at myself for not being able to save her. I stopped playing music. I stopped believing in anything." She paused. But being angry did not bring her back. It did not change anything. It just made me more alone. So I had to choose. Stay angry and let it destroy me, or find a way to live again, find a way to make something good from the pain. "And you chose to live," the boss said. "Yes, I chose to live. Not because it was easy, but because I knew my daughter would want me to." She loved music. She loved beauty. She would not want me to give up on those things. The boss nodded slowly. "My wife has been gone for 4 years, and I am still so angry. Angry that she left us. Angry that my daughter had to lose her mother so young. Angry that I have to do this alone." "That is normal," the woman said gently. "Anger is part of grief, but do not let it be the only part. Your wife would want you to be happy again. Your daughter needs you to be happy." "I do not know how," the boss said. His voice cracked. "I work all the time because it is easier than feeling, easier than remembering. But I am so tired." The woman put her hand on his shoulder. "Then stop running. Stop working so much. Spend time with your daughter. Really spend time with her. Not just being there, but really seeing her, really listening to her. She is growing up. Do not miss it." The boss wiped his eyes. "You are right. I know you are right. Thank you." "We all need help sometimes," the woman said. "Even strong people, even bosses." The night of the concert finally arrived. It was being held at a big theater downtown. The youth orchestra had been practicing for months. 20 blind children would perform together. It was a special event. Important people were coming. The mayor would be there. News cameras would film it. The woman helped the girl get ready. She wore a beautiful blue dress. Her hair was brushed until it shined. She looked like a princess. "I am so nervous," the girl said. "What if I mess up in front of all those people?" "You will not mess up," the woman said. "And even if you do, it will be okay. Everyone makes mistakes. What matters is that you are brave enough to try." The boss was nervous too. He kept checking his watch. He kept asking if they should leave yet. He was more nervous than his daughter. When they got to the theater, it was full of people. Hundreds of people. All there to watch the blind children play. The woman felt nervous now too. This was big. This was important. Backstage, all the children were warming up. The sound of many pianos playing at once filled the air. The girl found her spot and began to practice. Her fingers moved automatically. She knew her part perfectly. Danny was there too. He was playing a solo piece. He looked scared but excited. "Is my mom here?" he asked the woman. She said she would try to come. "I will look for her," the woman promised. She went out into the audience and searched. Finally, she found Danny's mother sitting in the back row. She looked tired and worn out, but she was there. She had come to see her son play. "He is so excited you are here," the woman told her. Danny's mother smiled. "I would not miss it for anything. He talks about you all the time, about how you believe in him. Thank you for that. Nobody else ever has." The woman felt her heart swell. This was why she taught. For moments like this, the concert began. One by one, the children played their parts. Some were perfect, some made small mistakes, but all of them played with heart, with passion, with joy. When the girl's turn came, she walked to the piano with her head high. She sat down. She placed her fingers on the keys, and then she played. The music was beautiful. It filled the theater. Every note was perfect. Every phrase was clear. She played like she had been doing it her whole life. The woman watched from the wings. She felt so proud she thought her heart might burst. This was the girl who had found her playing piano in the dark a year ago. Look at her now. Strong and confident and brave. The boss watched from the audience. Tears ran down his face. His daughter was amazing, and he had almost missed it. He had almost kept her trapped in his fear, Thank God for the cleaning lady who had seen what he could not. When the girl finished, the audience exploded with applause. They stood up. They cheered. The girl smiled so big. She took a bow. She had done it. Then it was Danny's turn. He played a piece he had written himself. It was about hope. About struggling but not giving up. About finding beauty even in hard times. His playing was raw and emotional. Not perfect, but real. So real that people in the audience cried. They could feel his story in the music. They could feel his pain and his dreams. When he finished, his mother was sobbing. She was so proud. Her son, her beautiful son, had created something wonderful, despite everything. Despite the shelter and the hunger and the hard life, he had created beauty. After the concert, everyone gathered in the lobby. Parents hugged their children. Teachers congratulated students. It was a celebration. The boss found the woman in the crowd. "Thank you," he said simply, "for everything. For giving my daughter her confidence. For teaching me to really see her. For changing our lives." "You are welcome," the woman said, "but I did not do it alone. Your daughter did the work. She chose to be brave." The girl came over then, still in her blue dress, still glowing with happiness. "Did you see?" she asked. "Did you see me play?" "I saw everything," the woman said. "You were perfect. I am so proud of you." The girl hugged her tight. "I could not have done it without you. You are the best teacher in the world." The woman held the girl close. This child had saved her just as much as she had saved the child. They had saved each other, and that was the real miracle. After the concert, everything changed even more. The local newspaper wrote a story about the music program. They talked about the blind children who had performed. They talked about the woman who taught them. They talked about the company that paid for everything. The story spread. More newspapers picked it up. Then television news showed it. People all over the city learned about what was happening, and they wanted to help. Donations started coming in. People sent money to buy more instruments. Music stores donated keyboards and violins and flutes. Churches and community centers offered free space for lessons. The program was growing bigger than anyone had imagined. The woman now had 50 students. She could not teach them all by herself. So the boss hired 2 more teachers, young musicians who loved children and believed in the program. Together they taught music to kids from all over the city, but the girl remained the woman's special student. They still had their private lessons every day. They had a bond that went deeper than teacher and student. They were friends. They were family. One day the girl came to her lesson with big news. "I got accepted," she said. She was so excited she could barely speak. "Accepted to what?" the woman asked. "The summer music camp. The one for talented young musicians. In the mountains. 6 weeks of intensive training with the best teachers in the country. They almost never accept blind students. But they accepted me." The woman grabbed the girl's hands. "That is wonderful. I am so happy for you." But then she saw the girl's face change. The excitement faded. "What is wrong?" the woman asked. "It costs a lot of money," the girl said quietly. "And I know Daddy has already spent so much on the music program and on my lessons. I do not want to ask for more. It is not fair." The woman's heart broke a little. This child was thinking about others even in her moment of joy. "You should ask your father," the woman said. "He loves you. He wants you to have opportunities. But he works so hard already," the girl said. "He is tired all the time. I see it even though I cannot see. I hear it in his voice." That evening, the woman talked to the boss. "Your daughter got into the summer camp, but she is afraid to tell you. She thinks it is too expensive. She does not want to be a burden." The boss looked surprised. "A burden? She is my daughter. She is never a burden. Of course she can go to the camp. I will pay whatever it costs." "You should tell her that," the woman said. "She needs to hear it from you." That night, the boss sat down with his daughter. Really sat down. Not checking his phone. Not thinking about work. Just talking to her. "I heard about the music camp," he said, "and I want you to go. Money is not a problem. Your dreams are never too expensive." The girl started to cry. "Really, you mean it?" "Really," the boss said. He hugged her. "I am sorry if I ever made you feel like you could not ask me for things. I am sorry if I have been too busy. You are the most important thing in my life. More important than work. More important than anything." The girl held on tight to her father. I love you, Daddy. I love you too, he said. More than you will ever know. While the girl prepared for summer camp, something else was happening. Danny, the boy from the shelter, was getting attention too. A famous music school had heard him play at the concert. They wanted him to audition for a full scholarship. If he got in, everything would change for him. But Danny was scared. What if I am not good enough? He asked the woman. What if they realize I am just a poor kid who got lucky? You are not lucky, the woman said firmly. You are talented. Very talented. Do not let fear stop you from trying. Do not let your background make you feel small. Music does not care where you come from. Music only cares about what is in your heart. Danny practiced harder than ever. The woman stayed late every night to help him. She taught him difficult pieces. She helped him understand music theory. She prepared him for everything the audition might include. The boss noticed how hard the woman was working. You are staying very late, he said. You should go home and rest. I will rest when Danny is ready, the woman said. This is his one chance. I will not let him miss it because I was too tired. The boss smiled. You care about these kids like they are your own. They are my own, the woman said simply. All of them. They are the children I get to help. The ones I get to watch grow. That is a gift. The day of Danny's audition came. The woman went with him. His mother could not get time off work, so the woman promised to be there for him. The music school was beautiful. Old buildings with high ceilings and wooden floors. Everywhere you looked, students were practicing. The sound of music filled the air. Danny looked so small in that big place, so out of place in his worn clothes and old shoes. But when he sat down at the piano, none of that mattered. He played like his life depended on it, because in a way it did. This was his way out of the shelter. His way to a better future. His way to become who he was meant to be. The judges watched with serious faces. When Danny finished, they asked him questions. Where did he study? Who taught him? How long had he been playing? Danny answered honestly. I have only been playing for a few months. My teacher found me at a shelter. She teaches kids like me for free. Kids who cannot afford real lessons. She is the one who believed in me. The judges looked surprised. Only a few months? They whispered to each other, made notes on their papers. Danny left the audition feeling worried. I do not think I did well, he told the woman. They looked disappointed when I said I had only been playing for a few months. Or maybe they were impressed, the woman said. Maybe they could not believe you learned so much so fast. Wait and see. Do not give up hope yet. 2 weeks later, the letter came. Danny got the scholarship. Full tuition, room and board, books and supplies, everything paid for. He was going to one of the best music schools in the country. Danny and his mother came to the music room to share the news. His mother was crying happy tears. How can I thank you? She asked the woman. You gave my son a future. You gave him hope. The woman hugged her. Your son gave me hope too. He reminded me why I teach, why music matters. He is the one who worked hard. I just opened a door. The boss was there too. He shook Danny's hand. Congratulations. You earned this. The company will also give you a scholarship for your living expenses and a laptop for your studies. We want to make sure you have everything you need. Danny could not speak. He just cried. He had never expected this. Any of this. He had just wanted to learn piano. Now his whole life was changing. As summer approached, the girl prepared to leave for her camp. She was excited but also nervous. She had never been away from home for so long. Never been away from her father and the woman. What if I get homesick? She asked the woman. What if I miss you too much? Then you call me, the woman said. I will always answer, but you will be too busy learning and making friends to be very homesick. This is your adventure. Enjoy every minute. The night before the girl left, the woman gave her a gift. It was a small music box. When you opened it, it played a gentle melody. This was my daughter's, the woman said. She loved it. I want you to have it. When you miss home, play this, and remember that you are loved. Remember that you are not alone. The girl held the music box carefully. Are you sure? This is very special to you. You are special to me too, the woman said. My daughter would have wanted you to have it. She would have liked you very much. The girl hugged the woman. Thank you. For everything. For teaching me. For believing in me. For being like a mother to me. The woman held the girl close. She had not expected to love again after losing her daughter, had not expected to feel this kind of joy and pride, but life had surprised her, given her a second chance to make a difference. The next morning, the boss drove his daughter to the bus that would take her to camp. The woman came to say goodbye too. 6 weeks will go by fast, the boss told his daughter. But call any time you want. I will miss you. I will miss you too, Daddy, the girl said. Then she turned to the woman. And I will miss you. Thank you for making me brave. You were always brave, the woman said. You just needed to discover it. They watched the bus drive away. The boss had tears in his eyes. The house will be so quiet without her, he said. She will be back before you know it, the woman said. And she will come back even stronger, more confident, ready for whatever comes next. The boss turned to the woman. You have changed our lives, both of us. I do not know how to thank you properly. You already have, the woman said. You gave me a chance when nobody else would. You saw me when I was invisible. That is the greatest gift anyone has ever given me. They stood there for a moment. Two people who had started as boss and employee, who had become friends, who had learned from each other that life could be good again after loss. That hope was always possible. The summer passed. The girl thrived at camp. She learned from master teachers. She made friends from all over the country. She grew in her skill and her confidence. Danny started at his new school. He sent the woman letters telling her about his classes and his performances. He was working hard, making his dreams real, and the woman kept teaching, kept helping kids discover the magic of music, kept being the person she was always meant to be. She was not invisible anymore. She was exactly where she belonged, and her daughter, wherever she was, would be proud. 1 year after that first night when the girl found the woman playing piano, something special was planned. The boss wanted to hold a big charity concert. All the money raised would go to the music program. It would help more children learn music for free. The girl had the idea. We should have all the students perform, she said. Show everyone what they have learned. Show them why music matters, the boss agreed. They rented a huge hall. They invited everyone in the city. The mayor came. News cameras came. Business leaders came. 300 people filled the seats. Backstage, the students were nervous and excited. Some were very young, only 6 or 7 years old. Some were teenagers like Danny. All of them had practiced so hard for this night. The woman walked around helping everyone get ready. She fixed music stands and tuned instruments. She gave hugs and words of encouragement. Just breathe, she told them. Remember why you play. Not to be perfect, but to share something beautiful. The girl found the woman before the concert started. I want you to perform too, she said. Not just us. You should play something. No, the woman said. This is about the students. Not about me. I am just the teacher. You are more than just the teacher, the girl said. You are the reason this program exists. You are the reason we all learn to believe in ourselves. Please play one song. For us. The woman was going to say no again, but then she saw the girl's face. She saw the hope there. The love, how could she refuse? Okay, the woman said quietly. I will play. But only one song. The concert began. One by one, the students walked onto the stage. They played their pieces. Some played perfectly. Some made small mistakes, but every single one played with their whole heart. The audience was amazed. They had not expected this level of skill. These were not just charity cases. These were real musicians, young people with talent and passion. When the girl performed, she played a piece by Chopin. It was difficult and emotional. She played it beautifully, not one mistake. When she finished, the audience stood and clapped for a long time. The boss had tears running down his face. His daughter was magnificent. Then Danny played. He performed the piece he had written, the one about hope and struggle. It was even better than before. He had grown so much in the past year. The audience was silent as they listened. You could hear people crying. His music touched their hearts. When all the students had performed, the girl walked to the microphone. Thank you for coming tonight, she said. Her voice was strong and clear. Music has changed my life. It gave me confidence when I felt different. It gave me joy when I was sad, and it gave me a family when I needed one. She paused. But none of this would have happened without one person. My teacher. She was working as a cleaner in my father's building. I found her one night playing piano in the dark. She was hiding, being invisible, but her music was so beautiful I had to meet her. The audience listened closely. She taught me that being blind does not mean I am broken. She treated me like I was whole, like I was capable, and slowly I started to believe it too. She did not just teach me piano. She taught me to be brave. The girl turned toward backstage, and tonight I want her to play, not as a teacher, but as the musician she really is. Please welcome my teacher, the person who changed everything. The audience began to clap. They were calling for the woman to come out. Backstage, the woman froze. She was terrified. She had not performed in front of a real audience in over 10 years. Not since before her daughter died. Not since everything fell apart. The boss came over to her. "You can do this," he said gently. "These people want to see you, want to hear you. You have nothing to hide anymore." The woman looked at him. Then she looked at all the students watching her. Danny gave her a thumbs up. The younger children smiled at her. They believed in her, just like she had believed in them. She took a deep breath. Then she walked onto the stage. The lights were bright. The audience was huge. For a moment she felt dizzy with fear, but then she saw the girl in the front row, sitting next to her father, smiling so big. The woman sat at the piano. She placed her hands on the keys, and then she closed her eyes. She thought about her daughter, about all the years of pain and hiding, about the girl who had found her and changed her life, about all the students she had taught, about the joy of making music again. Then she began to play. She played a piece by Rachmaninoff, one of the hardest pieces ever written. She had played it in concerts long ago when she was young, and the world was full of possibilities. She had not played it in years, but her fingers remembered. The music poured out of her, all the sadness and the hope, all the loss and the new beginnings, all the love she had for her daughter and for the girl, and for all the students who had brought her back to life. She played like she was telling a story, the story of a woman who lost everything, who became invisible, who thought her life was over. But then a child heard her music in the dark, and that child gave her a reason to play again, to live again, to be seen again. The audience sat completely still. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. They were mesmerized by the music, by the emotion, by the raw honesty of it. When the final note faded, there was silence, complete silence. Then the girl stood up. Tears were streaming down her face. She began to clap. The boss stood up next to her. He was crying too. He clapped harder. Then everyone was standing. The whole audience, clapping and cheering and crying. It was the longest applause the woman had ever heard. Longer than any she had gotten in her youth when she was famous. But this time it meant more, because these people knew her story. They knew where she had come from. They knew what the music cost her. The woman stood up from the piano. She took a bow. She looked at the girl, at the boss, at Danny and all her students. They had saved her, all of them. Given her back her life, given her back her music, given her back herself. After the concert, people came up to talk to her. They asked questions. They thanked her. They donated money to the program. One woman, a music professor, gave the woman her card. "I run the community music school downtown," the professor said. "We need someone like you, someone who understands that music is not just for the rich or the talented. It is for everyone. Would you consider running a second location of your program?" The woman looked at the card. More students. More children to help. More music to share. "Yes," she said. "I would like that very much." That night, after everyone left, the woman sat alone in the big hall. The boss found her there. "What are you thinking about?" he asked. "About how strange life is," the woman said. "A year ago I was a cleaner, invisible, hiding. Now I am here teaching, performing, making a difference. How did this happen?" The boss sat down next to her. "It happened because my daughter heard you playing. And because you were brave enough to teach her. And because you never really gave up on music even when you thought you had." "No," the woman said. "It happened because you saw me. Really saw me. You could have fired me that night. But instead you gave me a chance. Nobody else would have done that." The boss smiled. "We gave each other chances. You taught me to really see my daughter, to let her be strong, to stop protecting her from everything. You taught me that loss does not have to be the end. That life can be good again. They sat together in comfortable silence, two people who had both known terrible loss, who had both learned to keep living anyway, who had found purpose in helping others. My daughter wants to become a piano teacher, the boss said. Like you. She wants to help other kids the way you helped her. The woman felt pride swell in her chest. She will be wonderful. She has so much to give. She learned that from you, the boss said. 5 years passed. The music program grew bigger and bigger. They opened locations in 12 different cities. Thousands of children learned music. Many of them became musicians themselves. Some even became famous. The girl did become a teacher. At 15, she gave her first professional concert. She dedicated the performance to my teacher who taught me to hear with my heart. Danny became a concert pianist. He performed all over the world. But he never forgot where he came from. Every year he came back to teach at the program for free, to help other kids from shelters and difficult situations, to show them that dreams were possible. The woman became a citizen, finally legal, finally safe. The boss and the girl came to her swearing-in ceremony. They were her family now, the family she thought she had lost forever. But the woman never forgot her daughter. She kept her picture in her office. Sometimes she would talk to it, tell her about the students, about the concerts, about how music had saved her. You would be so proud, she would say to the picture. So many children are learning now, making beauty, finding joy. You always loved music. Now your love lives on in them. On the 5th anniversary of that first night, the girl organized a surprise. She brought the woman back to the big office building, to the room where it all started. I wanted to show you something, the girl said. She opened the door. Inside, the room had been transformed. There was a plaque on the wall. It read, "In honor of a woman who taught us that being invisible does not mean you do not matter, that music can heal, that one person can change the world." The woman read it through tears. "This is too much," she said. "No," the girl said. "It is not enough. You gave me everything. You gave me confidence. You gave me music. You gave me myself. This is just a small thank you." The woman hugged the girl, this child who was not really a child anymore, who had grown into a strong young woman, who had started as a student and become like a daughter. "Thank you," the woman whispered, "for hearing my music that night, for not letting me stay invisible, for changing my life. Thank you for playing," the girl said, "for being brave enough to share your gift, for teaching me that different is not broken, that we all have something beautiful inside us." They stood there holding each other, teacher and student, two people who had found each other in the darkness, who had given each other the courage to step into the light. And in that moment, the woman understood something. Her daughter's death had broken her, but it had also led her here, to this girl, to these students, to this purpose. Maybe that was the point. Maybe the painful things in life were not just random cruelty. Maybe they were also doorways. Doorways to becoming who you were really meant to be. The woman thought about the night she had played piano in the dark. When she was still invisible, still hiding, she had been so afraid of being discovered. But being discovered had been the best thing that ever happened to her. Because sometimes the things we are most afraid of are the things that save us. Sometimes the moment we think will destroy us is the moment that sets us free. The woman looked at the girl, at the boss standing in the doorway smiling, at the room full of memories and music and love. She was not invisible anymore. She was exactly where she belonged, living the life she was always meant to live. And that, she realized, was the greatest gift of all. Not just to be seen, but to finally see yourself. To know who you are and what you are worth. To understand that your life matters. That your gifts matter. That you matter. The woman sat down at the piano one more time. The same piano where it all began. And she played. Not hiding. Not afraid. Just playing. Making beauty. Sharing her gift with the world. Because that is what we are all meant to do. Not to hide. Not to be invisible. But to shine. To share what makes us special. To help others find their own light. And in doing so, we save ourselves. We save each other. We make the world more beautiful, one note at a time.